So now that we have a background about how you studied, what you did, and how you went to America, worked in so many companies like Cisco, Cadence, and Sun Microsystems, doing extremely well in Sun Microsystems, and then you were very clear about wanting to come back to India. In 2003, you went and told them, I'm going to go out in 2007. I understand all that, but one important question is still troubling me deep inside. When you have achieved so much success, when you've achieved whatever you want to achieve, maybe even let's say 70% of it, usually let's say you came back to India for family reasons and for your own betterment, your own societal reasons or whatever. You came back, instead of working on the same projects or maybe starting up a business, or even Sun Microsystem has its big offices in India as well, instead of taking up a job, you went into politics. Now, I really want to understand this question, why politics?
This is a very profound question. I came back to India to Dell R&D. I didn't come to politics straight away. Dell brought me to work in their next generation server design and development effort here in Bangalore. That was a very enjoyable work as well, and eventually I joined another company called Cisco Systems. Dell wanted to move their entire R&D back to United States because it's very difficult to find hardware engineers. They could find a lot of software engineers, but not the hardware. So expanding our team was a much difficult job here. Then I was, with the help of several of my colleagues, I was instrumental in starting Edge Router business unit for Cisco in Marathala Ring Road. Moved a significant portion of the business from California to India. And there is a main team was in US, and also extended team was here in Bangalore. And it was an amazing work. Still, the back of my mind was like yes, we are running well, and our families are well off, and the companies are benefited, and corporate world is doing very well. So that's nice. But at the same time, there was still that one question which was unanswered: how am I contributing
to the country, to the system,
which made me what I am today?
Yeah. Again, your modest background plays a big role in that. Your upbringing, the way you
correct, because I didn't have anything, and from there to now, present situation is an astronomical journey for a village boy.
So but was it so easy to get into politics? I mean, I find it an extremely difficult journey because nobody knows how to get into politics. I mean, unless we all think you need to have a massive background or something. How can a common man get into politics? You've done that. I mean, the reason why I'm going back and forth on the same question is because through this interaction of ours, maybe youngsters who are watching it and who think, as an ordinary guy, politics is not for me, I can't do anything into politics without any background, maybe it will spur an interest in them, saying, okay, it is possible. If he can do it, we can also do it. So I want to probe more into that aspect of how did you actually, first of all, why politics, which you've answered already. I want to understand, how did you get into politics? How did you come to be where you are today?
I started from zero knowledge about politics. I had no idea about politics. I had no idea about political positioning or political offices or the political process and political people or even political party for that matter. I think that to answer your question, Vishwas, is your hurdles to get into politics or to do anything would look big or small, depending on how deeply you are convinced about doing it.
Passion is the word you're saying. You have to be passionate about it.
Yeah, if you are deeply passionate, if you are deeply determined to do something like that, that would probably clear up the way for you. Of course, there are hurdles, there are challenges, there are like almost, especially getting into the politics is an impossible thing for many of us to think. For example, Indian Institute of Science is one of the premier institutions in the country, probably it is number one in all standards. And it has been in existence from the last 120 years or so. Just for your knowledge, in the entire IISC history, I may be the only one who went into Lok Sabha.
Oh, wow. Ex-student from IISC.
Correct.
That's a badge of honor for IISc as well.
In other words, I'm just trying to portray
Yeah.
how many people like us stay away from politics.
Politics, yeah. That's a very important
And
point.
on the other hand, we get to be ruled by the same system which we hate every day. Politics,
Yeah.
so-called politics. We hate politicians, we hate governance,
Yeah.
and but we get to be ruled by the same system.
That's exactly what my question was, sir, to be very frank, because the underlying feeling amongst many of us, including a person like me, a youngsters, or anybody around, is we talk a lot about politics and how bad it is or how good it is, but I don't want to be a part
But
of
who
it.
is responsible?
Exactly. I don't want to be a part to it.
Yeah.
So when I keep thinking I want to do something about it to change the system or whatever, I want to get into politics, normal people like me don't know what to do about it. So the biggest question for me is today, when I sit in front of you, when you said in 2003 I was clear that in 2007 I'm going back to India. In 2007, let's say you came back to India and you started doing the work that you were, but at the back of your mind you wanted to get into politics. Now, how you got into politics is still a big question mark for me, because I find it really daunting and very tough, number one. Now, after getting into politics, many people don't know what to do, right? But a person like you, from 2007 to 2009, you managed to convince a political party to get a ticket for you, you stand in the election and you win the election. Now, from Sun Microsystems in 2007 to politics and winning an election, it's not a joke in India. It is not a Gram Panchayati election, not an MLA election, it's a parliament election where the constituency you stood, if I'm not wrong, has close to about 15-20 lakh voters, convincing them and winning the election. I just wanted to throw some light. How did that eventually happen? What was it? What did you do?
See, most of the credit goes to the party itself, Bharatiya Janata Party, which gave me an opportunity to contest in Chitradurga, my hometown. Especially parliamentary elections are very little to do with the individual. They are party centric. And in the parliamentary election, there are 8 assembly segments for Chitradurga. And most of the weight is carried by party workers, party leadership, and as a system who have worked for decades long at grassroots to create that platform, where candidate is a small portion of it, of course. But the majority comes from our leadership, majority comes from our national leaders and state leadership and local leaders and the party workers.
So you are saying you were lucky enough to get the support of the system that was already in place and the blessing of the political leaders who were already entrenched in that area.
Correct.
Any particular reason why they supported you, sir? Is it because of what you could deliver, what you could come up with, because of your background?
That is the greatness of the party which recognized me.
Okay.
It is not easy. This is a result of many people's positive thinking. Many Swamijis blessed me, many leaders blessed me, many state leaders blessed me, and many of my engineering classmates, many of my colleagues, many of my friends worked day and night to make this happen. It doesn't happen with just one person or one small group.
No, but this is a case study, sir, because see, many people keep saying in management we have got so many case studies, about how did this happen, how did the car happen, how did this particular thing come to be. I'm sure you know more about case studies than what I'm talking about. This is an amazing case study, not just for politics in India, but for youngsters who aspire to be politicians also, coming from a background which is of moderate background, going to America, being successful, coming back, and in a very short period, being able to convince a set of people in the political party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, to give you a seat, then go to the people, take advantage of and work in sync with the established set of organization the BJP had, work with the people, get elected. And this is, I don't know, if this is not a case study, I don't know what else is a case study. What, do you really think it's a case study? I mean, are you surprised by it, or do you think it was something which you firmly believe?
All I can say is this is astronomically challenging. It is not easy. So many elements, so many matters, so many factors, so many individuals, so many teams, so many organizations need to come together to make something like this happen. And you need to have the buy-in from everyone. It is not easy.
So you're saying today politics is open to
It is not
newcomers
open.
like
It is
you?
not open.
Okay.
I should say that. But slowly that thinking is happening, but I think we are far away from full reality of such openness. But it comes from your own connections, your own relationship with individuals, and how they see you, how they value you, and why should they stand by you. And it doesn't happen overnight.
So
It's
you're
a
saying
relationship
that
you
change
build.
is slowly coming.
Exactly. And it is a result of the relationship you build throughout your life.
That's very important point you make. Relationships is what you really build around that takes
And
you to
your
success or
credibility,
failure.
your integrity, and why they should associate their name with you. Right? It's not easy. There are so many decision makers. It is like you will never see the God, but you get the blessings. Like there are so many people who blessed me from behind the scenes. In order for them to do so, there should be a merit and there should be a trust.
Absolutely.
There should be a content.
So before I go to my next question, sir, I just want to make this point. It's beyond incredible that the journey that we just spoke about, that we touched upon from 2007 especially to 2009 and winning one of the biggest constituencies in Karnataka. I think it's an incredible journey, which I think in future times or maybe people have failed to take a cognizance of that, in future time will be a definite big case study because it intrigues me big time. And if that happens, I think people are watching this show today will actually start researching what exactly did he do and how did he grow. I think that's important. I think we picked a very important subject, saying that how to make yourself into politics if you really want to make yourself into.